Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching The Big Bang Theory. This is a 23rd episode of the 8th season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for the link in the description below. Just click in it, put the password in, and enjoy. So last episode, interestingly, Raj, he's getting shouted at from his parents, well, from his dad. He decided to cut him off. I'm sick of it. You're buying all these stuff, helicopters, toys. You're not really getting your life on track. You're just sponging off me. Now he's gone and cried to his mum and obviously spun a few rumours about his dad, which made his mum feel sorry for Raj and give him the allowance that his dad was paying him. And then when his dad called back and then he managed to swindle him to then give him the allowance that he previously revoked, which means that he was double, he was quids in, he was more than he started the episode with. So he was loving it. But the helicopter that they bought, the drone, basically Howard dismantled because it wasn't working. He was saying that obviously he's an engineer, does things like this for a living, he'd be able to put it back together and fix all the missing pieces. Well, no, it turns out he just destroyed it even more. And then we had some just crazy rampant drone at the end of the episode flying all over the apartment, attacking everyone. Another interesting thing that was going on in last episode was that Len was supposed to go to his old high school and do a speech. Now, their trip was cancelled due to the airline service, but Penny managed to pull a few strings and he managed to do it via Skype, and he was there in a cap and gown and he was telling everybody, about graduating and going through the whole spiel that everybody does about, quotes that everybody says in life and what to expect. And then he basically just told the truth. He said, look, I'm kind of boring myself, to be honest. The thing is, just go for it. Do you know what I mean? People who are popular now may not be popular later. People who are not popular now may be popular later. But the thing is to work hard, put your head down and just graft, and you'll be able to accomplish many great things in life. And I do agree with him on that. And, I like the no BS approach and just telling everybody how it is and what they should actually expect in the outside real world. And he all seemed to appreciate that, and he got like a little standing clapping ovation at the end, which was pretty decent as well. Thanks for checking out today's episode. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into the 23rd episode of the 8th season of The Big Bang Theory.
Leonard, what time does your mom's plane get in?
I don't know. Sometime tomorrow morning.
Don't you want to know for sure?
No need to. As soon as she flies into California airspace, I'll feel a disturbance in the force.
My mother's been there for every honor I've won since I beat out my twin sister for the Did It on the Potty trophy.
Sure. His mom gets roses. When I want them, they're a bouquet of severed plant genitals.
You act like I didn't get you that mushroom log on Valentine's Day.
He's right. Roses die, but a moist, rotting log will pump out mushrooms for 2 or 3 magical years.
I should get her something so she warms up to me.
If you could run out and get a PhD, that might make her like you. I don't know. They're pretty different.
Maybe they'll be best friends. One of them is brilliant, one is sweet and simple.
The thing is, this will be interesting because Sheldon's mum is heavily faithful and Leonard's mum is heavily outspoken. Do you know what I mean? And I can see the two personalities clashing because, to be honest, most people clash with Sheldon's personality, but the more you get to know him, the more you can tolerate him, the more you get to like him. I feel like the quick, instant reaction of the parents is they're not going to get along, but maybe as they progress, it gets better.
Shelley, I am so proud of you and Leonard for getting this award.
Oh, thank you, Mother.
I tried to read your paper, but it was very hard for me to understand.
It describes a new model of the universe that conceptualizes it as the surface of an n-dimensional superfluid.
You can believe that, but God filling an ark with animals 2 by 2 is nonsense.
Leonard's mom is a renowned psychiatrist and woman of science. Can you please keep the Bible babble to yourself while she's here? I'm just embarrassed by the things you believe, do, and say.
I love you too. My little bowl of lion chow.
You have been on and off with this woman for 7 years and engaged for 1 year. One has to wonder if there is a problem. Are you having satisfactory intercourse?
Yes, Mother.
Only satisfactory, I see.
It's amazing. It's hot. We can barely keep our hands off each other.
Odd to try and impress your mother with your sexual prowess.
See, this right here, what you're doing, can you please not do that around Sheldon's mom? She's just a very sweet and God-fearing lady, and you have to be respectful of her beliefs. Hey, look who's here.
Dr. Hofstadter, it's so good to see you again.
Likewise. I read your paper. It was very impressive.
Oh, thank you.
We just spent 2 hours in traffic. Did you think to mention to me that you liked our paper?
It's a mother's job to make sure her child's self-esteem is not dependent on anyone's approval. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too. How was your flight?
Very pleasant. And yours?
Lovely. Almost as if someone, not saying who, was watching over the plane.
Stuart,
Good morning.
I don't mind you still living here, but we gotta have some rules. And rule number 1 is pants.
Hey.
The thing is, those t-shirts and that vest that he was wearing look dirty white. Maybe it'd be okay if it looks clean, but I don't know, it just looks like they've been sweating all night and they must stay stinky, do you know what I mean? Now, I don't know if it's a guy thing, but that's literally how every guy's in the morning, innit? Like, literally just get out of bed, like, not even bothered to, like, zombify strolling in, get myself a coffee before you wake up. You know, 2 peas in a pod then.
You must be very proud of your son.
Oh, yes. He recently argued a case before the Supreme Court.
He did.
Oh, you mean this son? Sure, he's terrific.
Would you like to see the math I worked out to support our hypothesis?
You mean my hypothesis. I hypothesized it all by myself.
Calm down, dear. I'm curious, when did you first realize that your son had such a remarkable mind?
Well, I would have to say when he was 13 and tried to build a nuclear reactor in the tool shed.
Oh, this is a good one.
He didn't think that it was fair for people to pay for electricity, so he was going to power the entire town for free.
You just tell her about the uranium. Tell her about the uranium.
When he arranged to get some yellow cake from Chad, it turns out that this little scallywag was trying to use my Visa card to buy uranium from an African warlord in the country of Chad.
Mom, hey, tell Mary the story about how I made a Van de Graaff generator out of our vacuum cleaner.
He broke the vacuum cleaner.
I mean, for a while, everything was vampires. Now it's all zombies. I wonder what the next monster fad will be.
Well, we haven't had a good invisible man in a while.
The time you've been sitting here playing video games, I got the car wash, picked up cleaning supplies, and went to the bank. Okay, I don't know when I became the mother to 3 lazy teenagers, but it stops today. You guys are cleaning the kitchen top to bottom. Yes or no, do you have clothes in my laundry right now?
I do. And some of it's wool, so dry flat if possible.
Shelley does not like change.
True, but all the clenching in the world will not keep testicles in your abdomen.
Hi, Beverly.
Hello. Oh, okay.
Remember my mother?
Oh, yes. Hi, Mary.
Good to see you again, dear.
Mom, you haven't seen Penny since we got engaged.
Here, let me show you the ring.
Just slag it off.
Been very expensive.
No, not at all. No, we found a place online that repurposes diamond drill bits.
Leave you alone for a second.
Oh, sure.
He has no boundaries, Sheldon.
You mean
The
box,
shell.
right?
Keep walking. Even with your mother here, you are deliberately hogging all the attention from my mom. You're like one of those elephant seal pups that steals the milk from 2 mothers.
Do you mean what marine biologists refer to as super weaning? As a bit of an elephant seal buff, the more accurate comparison would be when 2 mother seals actively seek to nourish the same pup. So I believe the term you're looking for is a double mother suckler. Well, now that we have the terminology straightened out, how dare you?
Bible is to you?
No, I'm sorry, that was inappropriate. As a psychiatrist, I know how important people's superstitions can be to them.
Sheldon sent me the books you wrote, all that nonsense about super egos and ids. What bull dropped that on the barn?
His name is Sigmund Freud.
Hey, look at that. You both believe in Jewish bearded guys.
What I believe in preaches love and compassion. All yours talks about is why you hold in your poop and want to crawl back inside your mama.
How can someone as enlightened as Sheldon come from someone like you?
I know the answer. You're not going to like it. And I was praying to the Lord to give me a son smarter than his dumbass daddy. And I looked over and I saw a Jesus bobblehead in the Subaru next to me nodding yes.
I can't believe we're having this conversation.
Well, do it some more, or maybe knock some sense into yourself.
It is not my fault that your mother likes me better than she likes you.
Oh, don't flatter yourself. She likes everybody better than she likes me.
The thing is, right, if you had to pick a mum that you would rather have out of Mary and obviously Leonard's mum, is it Beverly? I would rather have Mary. I actually would. Do you know why? Because she seems like a warm, loving person. Okay, she's a little hardcore on the faithful side. You know, I come from a family that don't really believe in anything, but that doesn't mean that I don't believe it's not true. You know, it's just that I wasn't raised to believe in something. And I'm a firm believer in many things where, like, you find things. So, for example, I may go through a crisis in my life or something where I then find a religion, whether it's, you know, Christianity or, you know, Hindu, or becoming a Muslim, like, whatever, you know what I mean? That's where I believe, like, religion is best, where you find it yourself when you're in times of need. However, I have no problem with anybody believing in anything, as long as it makes you a better person. You know, if people follow a religion or a cult or something, and it makes them worse and they try to do harm to people, you don't want that. But, like, if people follow religion, makes them happy, they try and do good for the community, they try and pass on peace and you know what I mean, helpfulness, then it's great. And I feel like she actually is that type of person. She seems like a nice, loving, motherly figure. Like I said, a little bit faithful side, but I would much rather have that type of mum than somebody who's always belittling me, looking down on me, over-analysing me, never celebrating my achievements. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, literally, Leonard's mum is too much, and I actually do feel sorry for him in most situations.
How old is this Jello?
Well, it's carrots, so I'm gonna say very. That's not wrong. She does work hard around here.
Yeah, maybe it's a good thing if she stops babying you so much.
I saw her pull you home in a wagon.
For your information, I twisted my ankle chasing the ice cream truck. It's time for me to act like an adult in this marriage, starting with my husbandly duty of taking out the trash.
I'm terribly sorry that I upset your mother.
Oh, it's all right. She'll forgive you. She has to, or she goes to hell. You doled out affection as a reward for achievement, a proven way to raise a child.
But look how well you turned out.
I'd feign modesty at this point, but who would believe me? To consider how successful Leonard's brother and sister are.
I suppose.
While my brother and sister are mouth-breathing idiots.
Sure, she loves you very much in her own cold, godless way.
Yeah, and you certainly don't have to earn my love. You already knew that when you bought me this princess cut drill bit.
Not what it is.
I know.
When your mom gets back, I'm gonna need to apologize. A good Christian would have turned the other cheek. On the other hand, a good Texan would have shot her. Who's in the mood for spaghetti and hot dogs?
Oh, me.
Yeah, me too.
Coming up.
That was a big sticky mess, but I think I got it.
It looks good.
Look at that. You cleaned it up all by yourself.
Okay, maybe I missed one spot.
What has he done it?
I'm so glad that you and I were able to bury the hatchet. And I will pray for you.
Leonard, I always made you earn my affection, but today I realize that there's more than one way to raise a child. Therefore, I would like to initiate a new protocol wherein I shower you with unconditional love. Come to mommy.
It'll feel weird, won't it, seeing as you never do that before.
My son.
It just feels forced.
Oh, my mother.
He's gonna join in.
It's the hard knock life for us. It's the hard knock life for us. Instead of treated, we get tricked. Instead of kisses, we
Do you know what's funny is, like I was saying there at the start of the episode, when they come down in the boxes and obviously the vest top or whatever t-shirts to get the coffee, and I was like, mate, that's just like a guy thing. Like, I feel like most guys would end up being in a situation like that as well, where they just start like jamming or something. You know, we do, I've got to say, we do absolute random stuff, you know, like compared to females, we'll do like loads of things that you probably look at us and think, mate, what is going through their heads, honestly? You know what I mean? Like, that does not surprise me. To be honest, that looked like a pretty good vibe, to be honest, if trying to pass the time. Now, it's interesting because that house, I mean, it looks alright, and it's got loads of stuff in it, but like, it does look old, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, if you walked in there, you would think an old person lives here, you know, the way the drapes are, the carpet is, especially the wallpaper. I would have thought that if Bernadette and Howard was moving in there from their apartment, look at the contrast of how modern to old it actually is, you know what I mean? Like, their apartment, when he went in, did not have like blue furniture. They had a desk in the background, you know, it seemed all kind of modernized. And then obviously you go into this house and it does look like his mum used to live there. It looks kind of old, but it looks clean. It doesn't look a mess. But you would think that obviously, you know, they're going to put their own personal touches to it. And maybe we get that obviously later down the line, because he was talking about knocking the walls down and stuff. But, you know, I don't want a smooth transition from just moving from one apartment to this house without a sale and all the the craziness that goes on, because again, I feel like that's just like another easy fun episode to do. Do you know what I mean? Like, all right, we need the whole crew, all the gang, everybody together, let's pack our stuff up. Do you know what I mean? Full moving day, up and down the stairs, moaning like they done when they packed up his bedroom, and they made it a bit of a deal, and he was like, can I have 5 more minutes in here? And like they was all cracking jokes. Do you know what I mean? Like, that would be a good episode. And again, talking about people and being in episodes, is I feel like Amy wasn't in this one again. So that's like 3 episodes where she's had like 2 minutes of screen time. It's pretty mad, that, isn't it? I don't know if it was like Penny earlier on in the seasons where she hurt a leg and something, and she was just in it a little bit while she was recovering. But yeah, it is noticeable. But I mean, the next episode's the season finale, so I'm assuming everybody's back, because usually they're the good, exciting episodes. And obviously we usually, I wouldn't say leaving a cliffhanger, but we leave it kind of interestingly so that you can't wait to watch the next season. What was the last finale? Was it Sheldon getting on a train and going away? And obviously we started this season and he was back again. He looked like a homeless man. Do you know what I mean? It always seems to end pretty well, so obviously I can't wait to see what the next one's in store for us. That is going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. So, interestingly, we've seen 2 parents come together. Yes, we've seen Sheldon's and Leonard's mum, both in the same apartment. First time they kind of really met, it seems like, and obviously there's a big conflicting personalities. Now, obviously Penny was there. Would have been nice to see Amy there. Obviously, I was saying that she's not in the episode. She seemed to be in the last few episodes, just at the very start before we hit the intro, so like a minute or 2. But like, does Mary actually know who she is properly? Do you know what I mean? Like, has she fully spent time with her? Like, is she amazed that Sheldon's got a girlfriend? Do you know what I mean? Like, it would have been nice to actually see Amy in the situation with Penny while the 2 parents were bickering. However, you know, it was kind of obvious to me from the start that they wasn't really going to get on like a house on fire. Do you know what I mean? Like, one's hardcore into religious things, another one's there hardcore into overanalyzing everything and what everybody says and their opinions, and even the way they act in scenarios and situations. You know, she asked the son how's sex with Penny. He was like, yeah, it's all right, and she's just like, just satisfactory. Do you know what I mean? Like, basically just trying to stab and pick and poke at every little detail. At the end of the day, there's nothing really going on and nothing really wrong with him and Penny. Seems to be going pretty strong, to be honest. And it is good to see them both here, though, because I actually do like the parents. I always like the cameos. I always like the people being in the additional. You know, it was nice to see Stuart here. I mean, it was kind of interesting to see 3 people here. We had Stuart, who was obviously cameos quite often. Then we obviously had the 2 parents as well. Usually we kind of drip it in across a few episodes. And also, we haven't actually seen the continuation from Stuart's store that was supposed to open. The way that he was getting it ready and all that stuff, and it was looking good and all jazzed up, and he was talking about the furniture. That was the episode that Howard's mum obviously sadly passed away, and we didn't really, you know, see it if it did get a grand opening and what's actually happening with it. And we're not seeing them go there and buy anything as of late, so don't even know if it's actually off the ground yet. You know, it'd be interesting to see that, and maybe do another reopening day and see how the competition actually reacts to it. So that'd be exciting. I feel like I've got loads of ideas for potential episodes that they could do, but they never really go and never really do those avenues. But I feel like it's just a good one. It's an easy one. And I feel like some of the episodes I propose are better than the filler episodes that these do. Like, I feel like some episodes that we watched are just kind of fillers, which is totally fine. You know, you can't have a full-on continuous story all of the time. But kind of, let's just say, last episode when Leonard was giving a speech to the universe, had no real impact on the storyline, didn't progress it any further. It was just an interesting episode as itself. But what I'm saying is, but if we had the moving episode of them coming out of the apartment and moving into the house, that progresses the storyline. If we had the reopening of the store, do you know what I mean, and a big party and all that, people coming to it, that progresses the storyline. Do you know what I mean? It's a filler episode, but it moves storylines along that are continually started. Do you see what I'm saying? Some of the episodes that we have are just interesting and good, but it doesn't push the story anywhere. Where other episodes we have, or we could have, that I propose, you know, like, I feel like it could be interesting / move episodes forward as well with the storyline that we're already currently telling. We're obviously going with the storyline that Howard's a big baby and he's always kind of smothered and mothered. It was of his parent, you know, his mum, but now it's obviously off Bernadette. And you can see that he always needs to be told what to do, and then he takes a little strop, but he ends up doing it. And I'd also like to see as well that he was referenced that his dad was found to obviously sign over the house or something like that. It was dead easy, and his brother got introduced a couple of episodes ago as well. And I don't really want that to die as well. I want some continuation on that. Maybe he goes and follows the brother, because he clearly knows who the dad is, and Howard meets him. It'd be interesting as well. So imagine if it was Nicolas Cage as a cameo. That would be actually mad. Thanks for checking out today's episode, though. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.